Hello everybody, Vicky here. We're up to Roxy's challenge number 4. I'm slowly coming in on it. Now I've had a quick look, the basics of what we're doing from Roxy and Sue's idea with the 6x6. I'm kind of guess I'm varying on both those. I've got some 12x12 papers hanging around as much as what I've got 6x6. So I've found that all my 6x6 are really thick paper. So these are a little bit thinner and they're Bow Bunny. So they're 12x12 scrapbooking pages, you know, put them away until a special day, blah, blah, blah. Now, these journals, a sneak preview of these, you're seeing these now. That's a whole other video. But I'm doing these pockets to go in this one, and then I'll do a couple for my reference journal. So you'll see more about these journals later. I'm just going through now and I'm getting the height. So we're going to put a flip pocket. So it's a pocket that flips out so that we can still use the page underneath, and where it goes over the other side, we can still use that page as well. So it'll all make sense as we go along, I hope. So just for the moment, I'm just looking for a height that we're going to be using. So I want it about there. Now this is directional, my paper, and so is this one. So watch me very consciously muck that up. What I'm supposed to be saying is just be conscious of the way you want your paper to run. So I've got my height marked, so if I put that in like this, the theory is that it's actually going the right way, because we all laugh and react hysterically to me trying to figure out which is right and left and north and south, and I've marked it and done what I always do. I've lost the mark in it. Now the sensible thing would be to turn it over because it's a single-sided, but if I turn it over I'm going to end up having it going the opposite direction. I know, we all we can do is laugh. It's who I am, and that's okay. So we're going to cut this off, and I think it's measurements I don't think really matter too much, because I think we're all putting it in different sized journals, and each of the journals I'm doing here is all a little bit different height. So this one's actually 7.5. So I've taken that to 7.5, and then because I tend to forget about and can't see pencil marks, I'll just get rid of that now, and then I don't have to worry about it. And that's a handy piece. So I can have a tag going that way, I can have a tag there, and then I can flip that and have a wider tag there. So that's a very usable scrap, and we all know how I love scraps. So I've now got it the height I want for this journal, and I believe I said 7.5, so I may as well go ahead and do a 7.5 here. I'm just wondering whether or not I'm going to put both pockets in this, but if it comes in at 7.5, it means that pretty much all my journals, these will fit in. So that'll make a nice little pocket. So our scraps are usable, so I want it to go that way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the variation that there's two, so we can just fold it over ever so smallly and you know, like about 1/4 inch, and put a hinge there, or we can take it, and because I've got a big piece, it's a 12x12, and these pages I think will probably come in about 5.5. So I've got pretty much twice the width of what my page is, so I've got plenty to play with. Now what Roxy did with hers, I'm sorry Sue, I didn't watch yours all the way through. Now when I'm doing these challenges, all respect to both Sue and Roxy, who I'm following, I tend to have a quick look at the makings of it, and then I try not to look at the way they're decorated or think too much about the way they've applied the basics. I get the way to make it, and then I try not to look too much at anything else, because otherwise we'll just be little sausage factories. So I truly appreciate you teaching me and showing me different ideas on what to do within journals and with ephemera, pockets, tags, etc., etc. But I do try just to keep it a little bit me, add a little bit of me in there. Not because I don't like what you've done, but like I said, I want us all to do, you know, little bits of individual, and I think that's the way ideas grow, ideally. So now what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to, I'm nearly out of glue in this bottle, and what I find happens is the lower it gets, I leave it on its side, and then of course the glue just kind of just drips out. So, and I haven't got the patience to keep standing it upright and then waiting for the last bits of glue to come in. Now I'm going to turn that up. So if I put you there like that, try and get you nice and straight. So this is going to be a tuck. So I'm going to fold it up 1 1/4. 1 1/4, I believe. So now we'll fold that across there, like so. And then we will notch the center. Now, well, I'm back. It's about 4 hours later. I've got this really, really sweet lass that's helping me with Instagram and, you know, all that social stuff. And she said, well, when you start a project and when you're working on it, just make a little video of what you're doing and then just post it and let everybody know what you're up to. Well, I don't know how many hours later it is. I'm slowly losing the will to live. And I can't remember how to do a reel to put on the Instagram. So I thought, I'm done. I'm getting upset. Let's just go back to what we were doing. So now with these pockets, I forgot to mention, Rachel actually put an extra little fold in there to make like a gusset. And I've done a little bit since I turned the camera off. So instead of putting a gusset in this one, I thought I'd see how it goes. So I've folded it there, and then I've given it another fold on each side. So that's my centre fold there. So then I've taken about 1/4 on each side of that fold, and that's actually given me some space. It just stops the pocket from being so tight when you're trying to put things in. And that there is bending out from the outside. I think I don't think it's going to make much difference to the way it sits. And while I was sitting here feeling sorry for myself, I decided to notch that because you know what happens when you start getting flustered and getting a little bit upset. You do silly things. So this is now the pocket, so that sits like that. Obviously we don't want to glue the top where we've put our little notch in, and then you can see a little bit of inking I've done because this is like a snow white backing. I've just inked a little bit where I thought maybe it would show. I'm actually not opposed to having white against the coffee dyed paper these days. That's I come to the realization that I quite like contrast, but not when it relates to folds and things like that. So, you know, like if I've got a white piece of I'm just trying to put the pin in here unsuccessfully. You can tell I'm a bit rattled, you can probably hear it in my voice. So now we're just gluing down the pocket, so across the bottom and then up the side. Now what you want to do is where you put your pocket, where you glue your pocket down, you don't want to be going over that crease line there because it's just going to impede the use. So this is a mass make, and in hours I've made one. Does that? I'll have to get another one done to say a mass make. So that will sit down there. I didn't rub that enough. So like I said, because this is white on the inside, I don't want edges showing that are white. That's the white that I don't like. So we'll just go along there like that, and I think that there's one done. Hooray for me. And like I said, that will sit in there. So I wrote down the measurements that I used so I don't have to try and figure it out again. So I'm really actually very happy with that. That's going to make a lovely addition. So we'll pop that one there, and then we'll go on to this. So I've already cut this, so what did I do? 7.5. It's going to be slightly different because I'm going to add a gusset from the inside and see which one I prefer. Now because I've got nice wide paper here, it's a 12 by 12, I'm going to put the tucks on the other side. I like that idea. So I'm not being quite as, it's about an inch and a half. It really doesn't matter. I guess it depends on how you're going to do it, and I probably should have done that the other way, done that tuck on that side, because then it could have gone in this way, but that's okay. That's okay. So that's a notch in this one. Now I am going to actually eyeball this and try not to have excessive amounts of trying to be precise and exact. So I'll just eyeball that and pop that there, and then that will go over that side, I think. So that goes there, yeah, and this comes back up here. So I will just fold this side, and this will be like a just to give the envelope a little bit more space, so not trying to close things in. So that goes like that, and that goes down there. So we can go ahead and fold that down. So we've got nice big pockets here. I could have it that way, but it'll be upside down. So yeah, I've ended up doing 2 tucks, whereas this one should have been tucked over there. I suppose if we just did it that way. No, I won't be able to live with that. It's upside down. That's all right. We'll just either put one of these in this journal and use this as the reference. So I'm just going to go around and do the inking of them. And I've already shredded my new little piece of foam. I'll just put that along there. And there. Okay, that's my beautiful young lady that's going to come over and help me again, because we probably sat and chatted about too many different things and didn't take in what I was being taught. So, silly me. Now, you can wait until you've folded all your papers, and then, you know, like do all your folding, your cutting and your folding and what have yous. And then go back through and glue. I'm just a little bit rattled at the moment, so we'll just calm it down and do it nice and slowly. Oh, drives me crazy when this gets low. I can't get the pin in there and I'm losing too much glue. Oh dear, listen to me. I am carrying on a bit of a treat, aren't I? So if we push that right over. And I think that I want to do these and get them folded, because each of these, I've got 4 journals in this tub. So this is a 100 makes video. It's threefold, I think. 100 makes, my 100 makes series, Roxy's challenge, and half finished or journals. I don't know what happened to the video. There should be a video with this that I'm just having trouble finding at the moment, and the video is the covers, and I think it's not the covers, but I think I might have putting the signature together, what sort of pages I've got in the signature, and I think I might still have that. But these journal covers have been made the way my journals for my blank journals, which is ready, is ready to go. I just have to make it public, but I was trying to get some socials done on it first to try and get it a little bit more, a few more views. I'm told that's what we have to do. So that can go there, and I'll be more mindful of trying to get them, so that can go there. So I'll stick that there and I'll stick that there, because I will want to be decorating them, but I will leave the decorating till last. So what I might do now is I might put YouTube on and catch up with a couple of lovely ladies, their channel, and I will fast forward mute, do whatever to be done with that. So just give me a second, I'll get set up to listen, and then we will do the other 3 journals with Roxy's challenge pockets. Okay, I'm back again. How quickly things morph from being nice and tidy and to being stuff everywhere. Here comes the dreaded embellishing that I am just not fast at. So I've just done a little bit of play, dragged out 10 times as much as what I should have, and I've just been playing. So on this one, this is the one that fits over the page. Where's the page? So it sits like that from that side, so you turn the page over, and I've put a rub on there just on the inside. I don't really feel that I need much embellishing there because it's such a pretty paper and it's okay. So that's a nice little rub on from 49 and Market. And then this one here, I'm agonising over it still. The video is ticking my 100 makes because I haven't put I want to use this as one of my 100 makes, so any mystery boxes that I get from now on I can't use in this project. Like I can make another project but it can't count as my 100 makes because that's my only rule. So now you can share the agonies with me of me trying to decorate. Here I am in all my glory trying to figure out what to do. So I have got my first little embellishment, my little cluster, so that will sit on there. We'll turn the page. I've got to do something here, but when you open it up I've got a little rub on. It does show up quite nicely, and I think I mentioned that I just wanted to keep that super simple because there will be a tag in this at some stage or something. It's a nice big one. So now we have to go through the agonies of getting this one done. It's not really agonies, nothing like over dramatisation, is there? Number 3 in Rachel's challenge over at Roxy's Creations. I have made these. I didn't do it like a mass make. I kind of just did each one, and I've put them into journals that I've got on the go at the moment, and it just is the way that I've kept my head sort of organised a little bit. So I've got a lot of footage, so I will have to do some editing, obviously. Otherwise you won't need your sleeping pills for the next 2 weeks or so. That's okay. I'm just being silly. So now I'm just finishing off the last 2 in Roxy's challenge, like I said, and it's the ephemera. So what I do, because I do try to be a kind person, I get some footage of what I'm doing, and I don't put you through the agonies of what it's like in my house when I'm trying to organise myself to do things. Just being silly. I must have had too much sleep. But here we go. We're on the home stretch. The pockets are all made, and we're just finishing off the last couple. And sometimes my embellishments, clusters, focal point, whatever you want to call them, sometimes they come together really quickly, and other times it's like, whew, it's a process. Is about all I can say. It's a process. So I don't pick it up in the editing that I've already spoken about that. So what I'm after is just a plainish page, so that can go, it's might not end up there, and then that goes there like that. I'm very happy with that one. Now I've got this one to do, and I do believe this is the lucky last. And I've been doing it this way because the 4 journals that I've got, there is a slight variation in the length, like the overall size of them. There's one there that's a little bit small. It depended upon what I had left over. So now I'm going to just probably be a little bit quieter. Okay, let's have a look at what we've done. Pardon me. We'll just recap. So we've been working on Roxy's challenge part 4. Now I've done it a little bit different, like I didn't really do a mass make. I did them specifically for journals that I do have on the go, which I've mentioned and we'll talk more about later. So I've just didn't want to get them confused because each journal's just that little bit different in size. So I'll leave the scraps at the back of the journal, then I'll know which pockets go back to which journal. And after we've done this, I'll probably just go on and glue these in, then I won't have to worry about getting them mixed up all the time. These are super simple to make and really very effective. Really lovely thing to have in the journal. So quick, so easy. I agonise over embellishing, so that held me up a bit. Where's our page? Where's the page? Haven't got a piece of paper. So that one's going to sit on that side, so that this is the first you'll see. That's a tuck in there. We'll flip it over, and then this lifts up. You journal in there, put something on there, or if this is plain, you can journal. And then the pocket, top loading for a pocket up the top. So that's the basis of the pocket. I've just done a little bit of lighten, but I love this paper. This paper is just perfect the way it is, so I didn't worry. I only just put a cluster there. I didn't want to overdo it. Now once again, this is coming from this side, so it sits in there like so. That's their rub-ons, 49 and Market rub-ons. I've just put a little bit up there because the paper had enough on it. I've put that at the front, and I will take photos of these and put them on my page. And then that's that one, and this is the front. I didn't put any embellishments on there because that there is just, this is a beautiful piece of paper, this one. And then I've just put some rub-ons down there, the butterflies, they're rub-ons. A little cluster, so this one comes from the other side. And then turn it over. I got a little bit carried away, I think, on that one. And I've just noticed that's come up a bit. It didn't want to stick on the acetate. I'll go back and finish, and that's just a little rub on. So that's that one. I'll just put that aside to put some more glue on it. And there's this one which was plain paper. So this is just a double swag. I've put one on top of the other, and I've sat that there to keep it nice and simple and quite crooked. I'll probably have to put some glue on this now. Yes, I will. Okay, I'll fix that up. And then I quite like that on the back. So that's that one there. And that one I need to just go back. This one I didn't put any embellishments on it at all. So there's ones like they sit there like that, and then open it up. You can see this paper just doesn't need anything doing to it. And there'll be plenty of embellishment and ephemera in these by the time we're finished. Then there's this one. That's where it sits. Open it up, and then you've got that on the inside, and all of them are top loading. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching my video, and everybody who supports me. It is very much appreciated, and hoping that I've got this little channel, my ship, up and running, and moving forward I will be able to do some more of what I love a little bit more regularly for everybody. So there you go, that's it everybody. Thank you so much for your support. Be kind to yourself and be kind to each other, and we will catch up next time. Take care. Bye.